If a first round pick doesn't score at least 40 goals in their rookie year, I'd trade him.
especially in the Red Wings, right?
Yeah. I'm Chris.
I'm Josh.
Wingscast. Joe Veleno looks like he's actually going to make his NHL debut sometime in maybe the next week, maybe as early as the weekend with, the amount of injuries that are out there to the Red Wings. Larkin's out for at least probably Saturday, and
Bert's out longer term.
Bert's out for the year. Nielsen's out for the year. Ryan's gone for the year. Fabbri's day to day.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with him.
I don't even know who else we have that plays for this team, to be honest with you.
They're on the taxi squad.
Yeah,
It's taxi squad Red
well,
Wings.
it's not the taxi squad anymore. It's the Red Wings, right?
Right.
But I guess Veleno, first round pick,
Mm-hmm.
CHL exceptional player
Mm-hmm.
status. There was a lot of hype about him going into the 2018 draft. And originally he was looked at as maybe the top center in that draft. For most of the year, he was ranked the top natural center in the draft.
Yeah, I mean,
And to be honest with you, when we took Cider, I was, or no, I'm sorry, this
nobody
is the
knew
Zadina
exactly.
draft. This is the
Yeah,
Zadina draft.
Zadina.
I'm sorry.
I thought that was
Um,
a steal.
well, yeah, I did too, but I was kind of iffy on Zadina. But when I seen we actually got Veleno way late, I was pumped. Because a lot of people took a lot of centers above him,
Mm-hmm.
and I I guess I'm trying to really come to a conclusion of like what's a reasonable expectation for him here.
I'm really scared we're gonna slow play him again. I see him coming up, and I see he's gonna get some time, hopefully. But I'm afraid we're gonna do the same thing we did with Mantha. Slow roll him. He gets up here. Maybe he doesn't get his time, his due time process. Yeah, same
Well,
thing.
he's out of slide years, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's draft +3 right now,
Right.
and I don't. I mean, I don't know if you can really say. I mean, he's going to make a debut, and I think they're going to give him a shot to make the team next year. That's my opinion.
Where does he fit? Yeah, he's gonna have a shot. He's gonna be a camp for sure. But I mean, realistically, where does he fit in? Where if you were to notch him anywhere right now, where would you put him? 2C, 3C, 3C,
I don't know
right?
if they're going to let him play center right away. I think they might let him come in wing. He played so this year in the SHL. He played a lot of wing,
Mm-hmm.
and I know in an interview with Sean Horkoff on the Athletic that they were kind of happy that he could go between center and wing. Um,
Maybe that's the destiny there.
Put him on the
Wing,
wing.
wing,
I don't know. He's a good playmaker, and he's more of a playmaker than he is a goal scorer.
sure.
Man, I think we got to quit transitioning these guys out of center though. I mean, eventually you got to have some centers on this team that aren't 45 years old, right? They got a crutch with their stick on the ice.
Shoot, yeah. Skating around with the tripod going.
Yeah, I mean
It's going to be
yeah.
interesting to see. I think he's had fantastic years. I think he's one of the. I think he's probably top three people that we are probably overhyping a little bit.
I think we're overhyping him at this
Yeah,
point.
because we want to see him so bad, and if he doesn't score or get 2 assists on his first game, people are going to be losing their minds. That maybe that's just Detroit right now.
Yeah,
Um,
I kind of agree with you there. I just think spoiled fans for too long. Everyone needs to
yeah,
be you're just a star player. You're nothing.
realistic
But
timeline here.
so after his draft, year, he went to the Q. He scored over 100 points
Hmm.
back in the QMJHL. He had 59 games played, 42 goals. So, he started to find some goal scoring there, went to Grand Rapids, and kind of the knock on him has always been that it takes him a while to get up to speed in whatever league that when he steps up. So, in Grand Rapids, it was a slow start for him. It was probably frustrating. He played down the lineup a little bit. But towards the end,
Picked it up.
he picked it up, and then of course the season was shortened. They only played I think 50 something games. But he had 27 points. I think he had 11 goals, and he kind of started to pick it up, and then he got uprooted again, sent to Sweden, play
Right.
a whole season in the SHL, which is a good league. It's probably a little better league skill wise than the AHL,
Hmm.
and he had 20 points in 46 games.
I mean,
Uh,
I guess that's good enough. Being that you're just picking up. I know these guys are good on the road, but man, going to Sweden to play, it's got to be a little bit. And like I said, you slow roll these guys, and then you roll up with a Mantha. He's just going to go to Washington, score 4-4. So I mean, that's what you run into. And if you blink the wrong way towards Splash, you get sent down. It's just how it is. It's always been that way. So I mean, as long as they give him a good shot, Next year, if we have a different coach, I think he'll make the team, and I think they'll be patient with him because I don't think realistically they're expecting we're expecting to make the playoffs next year, right?
No, of course not.
Okay, so
There's
just roll with it and let's see what happens. You can't shell shock these guys. The only shell shocking would happen is if this guy got his ass beat every single game, which the league's not like that anymore.
right.
So just let him go. Let him get the speed and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's gonna need time. I see like second, third line, left wing,
Mhm.
maybe. Hopefully he has some decent line mates. That's kind of left to be seen what goes on there. But yeah, so I think so. What's a reasonable expectation? I mean, I guess if we play an 82 game season, what do you think? I don't think he's a half point per game player.
Realistically, 82 games, what, 20 points,
I was gonna say 25. Maybe he gets
one or
eight.
two goals.
You think that low? I hope he gets a little more than that. I was
It
gonna say,
depends. They're going to be switching them from wing to center. It's going to be weird, like they did Rass. And I mean,
well, Ress has played better at
he's
center.
exactly
He's
they've kept
much
him
better
there.
at center.
They've just you roll with Rass. I think Rass is one of those things where Eiserman's told Blash, "This is our center right here. You've got to put him in because he's up on the first line tonight and he's playing fairly well."
Yeah, he's holding his own.
It's just because he's playing with two fast guys too. He's playing with Zadina. Well, Zadina's pretty much he's kind of a floater, isn't he? You consider him a floater a little bit,
Yeah, I mean, he's one of those guys that when he's on top of his game, he can kind of just stealthily kind of
but you don't know he's there until
right.
you've got
He,
it's
he
in the
just
net,
kind of
right?
he kind of meanders in, and then the shot comes, which is what you want. But yeah, he's not lightning quick on his skates. He's a good skater, but he's not great.
I think Verana's going to be probably our top winger going
He's
into next year. I think. I
he's
think.
better than Bert.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Maybe you put him up there with Bert because he scored a goal tonight. 420. Is it 422? Yeah,
Yeah, it's
422.
422 tonight.
422, and he scored a snipe tonight. It was a piss missile in the top corner. So yeah, I think on the offhand wing, too. So I mean, you don't really that takes some skill. That's a goal scorer's goal, like Kenny said. So I think you roll with him top, maybe roll Bert second, keep Zadina on the top, and then I'd roll Larkin or Fabbri, man. At that point, switch those guys out and even a little bit of Rask because he's keeping up with these guys.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and if Raskin close out the year playing center as well as he has,
Yeah,
I wouldn't be shocked if they gave Rask 2C next year to lose.
and then roll Veleno 3C or 4C.
I think Veleno's gonna be on the wing.
Okay, starting out.
Yeah, I think you've got Nemesnikov 3C, 3C, 2C
Then Nielsen
between those
probably
two.
4C, right?
Yeah, and
Because Glenny's gone.
depending. Well, I don't know this. They didn't trade him, so I'm not putting it past them to re-sign him for another year.
Yeah, well, I mean,
We got to reach cap floor.
can we have to reach cap floor?
Yeah, we're
We got a
under.
couple RFAs coming up though, right?
Yeah, but they're not gonna be big money. Hronek's probably gonna be the most. Well,
Oh yeah,
Hronek
you
and
got to pay
Vrana, I
him.
guess, but they're gonna. Eisman said it's not gonna be long term, whatever he does.
What's
So
a Poily? That's what the Poily over in Nashville. That's what he does.
Poile,
Yeah, Poily.
Poily. But I have good confidence in Veleno. I think Veleno's hockey IQ is very high,
Yeah,
and his playmaking is good. And I think he's gonna be a quality player. I don't know necessarily how much.
well, how much? What is? I mean, at that point, what kind of quality are we getting? Quality,
I
good
think you're gonna
quality,
get an actual.
contribution. He's going to get some PP time for sure. So that'll be interesting to see because he's going to play bumper a little bit too. No net front, anything like that. We'll
Well,
probably run four forwards on a power play next year, and I think he'll be one of them.
I don't know. I mean, he can facilitate maybe, but I think he's gonna be. And of course, I hate the term 200-foot player, but he's gonna be an actual two-way 200-foot guy. He's not gonna
Yeah,
be lighting it up. He's not gonna be scoring tons of goals. I think his ceiling's maybe 20 goal
right.
ish, but at the same time, he's going to do well in nearly all facets of the game, in a good way, and not in like Darren Helm's a 200-foot player, and
Well, I think he'll be what Nielsen and Weiss weren't. What we were looking for there
I think it's gonna be what we were looking for
in
there.
those two.
Yeah,
So they were two. They were supposed to be 200-foot players, right? And Weiss just up and has a career-ending injury or concussions, right? And then Nielsen just didn't have it just didn't happen.
yeah. Nielsen was
That was a
at the yeah,
disappointment. But he was working with Tavares over there. So, but
yeah. He
yeah,
was
I think he's
behind
going to
Tavares.
be. what we've been looking for.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree that that's the role he's going to fill. Oh, and we just got scored on.
Yeah, it's Stalsert. So
Yeah, well. All right. I don't have anything much else on Veleno. I'm excited to see him play.
I am too.
He's one of my favorite prospects in the Red Wings system. Has been for a while.
Number 3 favorite for me for sure. Cider, Raymond, and Veleno. So yeah, and I think all 3 of those guys will be in 2 or 3 years. Right?
Yeah,
Realistically.
I think Raymond's more than a year away. I think he plays in Sweden again. But yeah, I don't have anything else on Veleno. We're excited to see him. We'll talk about him after he plays, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Unless he just gets
randomly. I think we see him next week.
I think we're gonna see him next week too. I think we could maybe see him in the weekend just due to the injuries, but I think we'll see him next week
for sure.
But yeah, that's all I got.
That's all I got.
Check out our website, wingscast.com. We hang out and talk Wings hockey there pretty much every day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys next time.
See ya.